Welcome to Soulibration. I'm your host, Shameika Rhymes. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in the chat where you are watching from. And remember to share this with your network because you never know who could be, who may need like anything we drop tonight as gems along the way, right? So I'm excited because one of my friends is joining us. I know I say that a lot, one of my friends, but everybody's my friend. Singer-songwriter Noel Gourdin is here. He has touched hearts around the world with his timeless hit, The River. But behind the music is a deeply personal journey. And don't we all have those? But tonight, Noel is going to open up about his battle with depression, navigating grief, and how he's confronting things like high cholesterol, how he's losing weight, and just the emotional toll of everything, because we all can relate, can we not? So we're going to talk about how he's found healing through music and what inspired his upcoming album and why taking care of your health mentally and physically is just as important as the art that you create. So make sure you lock in, go run and go get all the people you want to see this. Make sure you tag them, share all the things, because tonight you don't want to miss what we're talking about: resilience, wellness, and finding your way back to yourself. So let me introduce you to tonight's guest. I've already told you who he is, but he is Noel Gourdin. He's best known for his Billboard #1 R&B hit, The River. And he's had a music career that spans nearly 2 decades. And he has collaborated with legends like Dr. Dre. I think he just recently collaborated with Kevin Ross. Like, he is amazing, y'all. You're going to love him. And he's got this amazing whistle that he does as well. So let me go ahead and bring Noel out and we can hop into the conversation.
Shy, you got me beaming over here.
Ah, see, I've been practicing doing my Steve Harvey show about the Apollo.
What's up, girl?
How are you? Thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely, my pleasure. You know, we home team, so whatever you need, I'm here.
So, I think I started this off the similar way the last time we spoke. I guess we spoke, was it a year ago, maybe 2?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, but it's your fault, however long it's been.
Yeah, it is. It's my fault.
It is. But how are you doing right now, mentally, emotionally, and creatively?
I am doing really well, mentally. Emotionally, I'm feeling really good because I just dropped the album, Back to Basics Volume 1. Yeah. So that feels good to get that music off of my chest. It was in the can for a little while, and that is the reason why it is my fault. So yeah, we had to get everything ready to be released. So how meticulous I am and how much of a perfectionist I am, being a Virgo. But yeah, everything came together and I'm feeling good. I'm losing weight. I'm in a good place. So yeah, I just feel really good, getting back to it and staying creative. And I'm writing some of the best stuff that I've written in a long time right now. So it's easy to stand in front of the mic, and record and pour my heart out on these records. So yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Well, you've had a pretty long career in this music industry. And I believe I was trying to think about when I first, it's ironic how when I first heard your voice, it was on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. And, I interviewed Junior that's on the Steve Harvey Morning Show not too long ago. So I think it's like full circle kind of a little bit,
right.
Off the path kind of way. But yeah, so what is different about how when you first started doing music, what makes your approach different from then with your work and your life now?
Well, it's just really just trying to keep them blinders on and stay focused, because there's so many things I want to do now. Before, back in the day, there used to be a thing where artists, find your niche and that's it. You got to stay there, But now a lot of artists, and as well as myself, are trying to do some different things and show that we have, a lot of range and we can do different things. So, right now I'm doing this kind of course, the R&B and soul music is in my being, and that's what I am. But I'm dipping my toe into the Southern soul genre and into the trail ride type genre, so I'm doing some different things. I'm looking into voiceover and looking to do some acting and all of that kind of stuff. So I just try to stay focused on what I'm doing at that particular time and not let my mind slip, because, a little bit of slippage. And I always say, you know, in R&B and singing, you can't waste any lines. You know, hip hop, you got a whole bunch of lines. You got 16 bar verse, so you could throw away a few words here and there. But R&B and all of that, everything's got to be meticulously written, and everything's got to have meaning. The way that I like to make music, to have music with meaning and story, and you know, something that's worthwhile and help people through what they're going through or whatever, just touch some people's hearts. But yeah, I just try to stay focused on what I'm doing at that particular time. So that's a little bit different. Back in the day, I knew what I was doing, and this was it. It was black and white, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, now that I'm trying to show a little bit of my creative, I don't know. I can do a whole bunch of different things. It's not just not a one trick pony anymore. I'm trying to do some other things and show people my versatility. So
There
that's
you
what
go.
it is. Yeah.
All right. I like that. I like that. I think you and I are very similar with that because back when I met you, it was like, I'm like
Yeah.
this, I know, but then over
Right.
time it was like, okay, I got to go over here, do
I
this,
got
do this, do this.
exactly.
And now I can do a lot of different things. So yeah,
Like
I guess.
even editing and all of that kind of stuff. You know, I have people showing me, you know, when I go back to Bama to visit my mom's, I have my niece's boyfriend show me a bunch of stuff because he's like a kind of techie guy, you know, and now I'm learning how to do some editing on some apps and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into this, and I'm just trying to learn a little bit more each and every day, which I hope everybody else in turn is trying to do that too, just bettering ourselves. You know?
Let me add your name to my list of who to call when I need something edited.
Yeah, I'm learning, trying.
So depression, and you did some interviews about this, like you've done some along the way talking about the depression that you experienced. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? When did you realize that there was something wrong, and then when you realized it was depression, and what did it look like for you?
Well, it was like it's the ebbs and flows of this industry, and not just industry. It can be from anything from personal relationships to family things going on, you know, loss, all of this kind of stuff. So I kind of knew it when I wanted to be alone most of the time, because I'm a people person, you know, whether it be with my family, friends, you know, loved ones, all of that kind of stuff. I just didn't want to be around anybody, and I knew that for me was something that was out of the norm. So if there's anything that's kind of different, you know, it might kind of catch your attention, and it was starting to catch my attention, and I knew it. And the thing that I did was, you know, kind of leaning on people that I trust the most, and asking them what they thought and all of that kind of stuff, and then sitting down with people that could help me and get me on the right track, and focusing on the positives and not just the negatives. So that was it's been a tough journey. And then, of course, you know, we talked about it before, losing my pops in 2020 and all of that kind of stuff. And he was the one that really got me started in this music thing, and having a great appreciation for music, and really opening me up from the stuff that he kind of put me in front of, all of that old soul music that we would ride around and chill with. So, you know, it was just trying to sit down. First, you got to admit it. And then you got to sit down with somebody that can help you and try to focus on the positives, and not so much just all the negative and all of that kind of stuff. So it can be really tough, and it's kind of a rabbit hole. Once it starts, it can continue to go, you know, and yeah, it just takes you admitting it and then trying to get some help and dealing with it head on.
I've always wondered, and I think this was a conversation I had maybe on one of my other podcasts, but for when dealing with someone with depression, whether it's someone in your family or, you know, what is it? How can loved ones help? Like, you know, was there anything anybody could have done to help you? Or was it just literally just waiting for you to realize something was wrong, then asking for help?
Yeah, I think it was more so that you have to be willing to get help or receive, you know, somebody to say something in a way that you would accept it and try to move on from there. My people around me, whether it be friends, family, all of that kind of, they know me. I wear my emotion right on my sleeve. I don't know if it's about where I'm from, or, we're in the Northeast and the New England, we just tell it like it is and we accept it. And me being in this music industry, I can take criticism, you know what I'm saying? Kind of grew that thick skin from over the time and trying to break into this industry. But yeah, you have to be willing to accept it, and that's the thing a lot of people don't really understand. If you're not ready, it's just like anything, losing weight, just like jumping into your career that you really want. If you're not ready for it and you're not ready to go out there and grab it and seize it, then it's not going to happen. So I had to be ready to accept that help. And it really was that point where I asked my brother, and then he suggests some other things and some other people to sit down with and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really, I needed my people when it was time for me to accept it and move on and try to get out of this funk. And I needed to lean on a lot of folks. So I appreciate everybody that was there for me. And it helped tremendously.
Did you, and I'm all in your business now. Did you go to therapy?
I did.
Okay.
Albeit somebody that was a friend of a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still was able to sit down with a professional.
Right.
And was able to keep it private and all of that kind of stuff. And it meant a lot to be able to have somebody that was close to a friend that I trusted and have somebody that I could sit down with. Yeah. And it's crazy when you get in those sessions, they pretty much ask you questions for you to answer. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're telling yourself like, I could have kind of done this by myself. You know what I mean? But it's crazy that they have a talent in that way to ask you questions that make you answer things. And you're like, damn, I'm telling myself what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was important to have that outlet. And I was grateful for that.
And I think that's one thing we talk a lot about here on Soulibration is it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek therapy. And, I know for myself, and I think I've some other people that have been on the show that talked about, just because in therapy, you got to shop a little bit. You got to find the right fit, the right one, because I think I'm like, goodness, I've been through a lot of them because I'm like, nope, I quit you.
Right.
Or you, and at first it was because I don't like what you saying. Like, let me go somewhere else. But then, the last one I found, it was very like, she's very like, not hold back. Let me tell you about yourself. Do you see it?
And that's the way you need it.
It was what I needed. And I was like, I found the right one.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, I don't know if it was because it was a friend of mine and we were kind of like-minded people, and it was up in New England, and we were like-minded. So we kind of felt the same kind of way about things. Yeah. And I think that was, like you said, it is very important. It's vital to have somebody that will open you up and tell you what you need to. It may not want to hear it at a certain point, but you need to hear it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what really helped me, along with my family, and making me realize what I've been doing is positive, and to continue to strive, and you can get out of this and all the good things.
Well, you also mentioned that your father passed, and again, I know I've given you my condolences a few times, and I still, every time I see you, I'm like, I'm sorry, because I know he meant a lot to you. How did you process that? I mean, or are you still processing it? Because I know grief can be heavy. Grief is people. One thing I've learned is you don't just get over it, right? You don't. You learn to live with it, but you don't just get over it.
Yep, that's precisely what it is. Every time, I listen to I won't say nothing but the music that I grew up on with my pop, but there's so many things that just remind me of him over and over again throughout the course of each and every day.
Yeah,
I'm working on music every day, so certain things I'll think about when I was growing up, 4 and 5 years old, hearing the song that he presented to me for the first time, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So I think about this all the time. I was laying in bed the other night about to fall, slip off to sleep, and I just started thinking about him and broke out in waterworks. But it's something that you just kind of process and deal with day to day. And it's gotten a little bit easier, but like I said, there's something every day that reminds me of my man, Papa Doc, and it's just going to be that way, I think,
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just something that I just I kind of grab inspiration from, and I
Mhm.
watch old videos and all that kind of stuff. So that helps me and puts me in a better space. And yeah, I talk to my family about it and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not, as opposed to before, I would just keep it inside and all of that. So now I'm reaching out, and
Mhm.
that's something that I learned. So yeah.
Good. Yeah. I some people were, well, I wasn't aware that there were grief groups. And so
Mhm.
I joined one. And for me, that seemed to help. I mean, I had the grief counselor, I had a therapist, and I had the grief group. And I
Yeah.
was like, one of these going to heal me from this grief so I can get through it. But that's not how
That's
it
right.
works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to do whatever you can
Yeah.
to get yourself in the right space.
Yeah.
But like I said, it takes that, admitting it first and foremost, and to know that something is not quite right, and
Right.
that you could be better off. And, for somebody to try to show you the light. And although it might take more than, 2 months of sessions or whatever
Yeah.
it takes,
Yeah.
but steady, gradual succession is getting better each and every session or whatever it
Yeah.
is worth it.
Hmm. I agree. Now you mentioned weight loss. Can you talk a
Mm-hmm.
little bit about that? Like what brought that on, and what does this look like for you? Are you in the gym, or did you change your diet? What does that look like?
All of the above. We have a gym here in my community. I
Hmm.
go there. We have a pool, so I hit the pool. Sometimes I do Rocky workouts. I always call them Rocky workouts. It could be just
And I know
around in
exactly
my
what
in
you're
my
talking
yeah in my community, in the house, doing the steps. If I have something coming up or I have to work on a record or whatever, I'm going to be in the house and have to focus on that. But I'll do Rocky workouts, push ups, all of this kind of stuff, wall sits, floor exercises, calisthenics,
Yeah.
chair exercises, all of that kind of stuff, and trying to eat right.
Hmm.
So that was the thing. I had ballooned up to over 240 pounds, and right now I'm closer to 215,
Okay.
and I'm feeling a lot better.
Hmm.
Yeah, now that I'm engaged, now I'm getting married in October in,
Congrats.
in New England, in Plymouth.
Yeah.
So I have that to worry about, but a lot of that stemmed from just after 2020, and just being in my
Yeah.
darkness and not caring and
Hmm.
just doing all kinds of wrong, so it just took me saying, that's it, I got to get back on this, because being diagnosed as like a pre-diabetic and all of that
Hmm.
kind of stuff, and my cholesterol was a little bit
Yeah.
high, and he told me certain foods to cut
Mhm.
down on, and starches and breads, and I don't even pretty much eat sugar anymore, because like I started doing this mix. It was like sugar-free drinks, lemonades,
Yeah.
all of that kind of. I drink a lot of water, doing the oatmeal thing, and cutting down. I use honey and sugar, I mean, in my tea and my coffee and
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I've kind of cut down. It's crazy because I tasted some soda and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like it's crazy when you cut off
Uh-huh.
the sugar and then you
Yeah.
start taking. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, but it's been a lot better. I feel better. I don't feel all groggy all the time.
Good.
I feel lighter. I just feel better overall. Just feel more healthy and happier. And a lot of things stem from things like weight and being
Mhm.
right mentally, and just having your spirits uplifted, and being in a better space. So
Yeah.
it's huge improvement.
Do you think because now you feel so much better that shifted the kind of music you wanted to make, or do you think you just kind of were like, this is the direction I'm going?
Hmm.
Or did you just get more clarity as you were doing the Rocky workouts and changing
Hmm.
the diet, cutting out the sugar? Because I think the guest I had a little bit ago, Jay Johnson, he's the former trainer for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and
Hmm.
he talked about cutting out sugar. He made me at one time cut out sugar,
Hmm.
um, and was very strict on it. But
Yeah.
then somebody gave me like a brownie or something, and it was
No,
it.
yeah, I mean, you got to have those days where you have
Yeah,
something, and you break off a little bit and then you come back.
yeah.
um for me, this was Back to Basics was basically the first pieces of music that I started working on after
Mhm.
breaking out of the funk.
Yeah.
as a result of my pops. That's why I call it back to basics, because it was just me getting back in and really falling in love with music all over again. It was always there, but it was kind of, you know, repressed and
Mhm.
put to the back because I was dealing with all of these clouds and darkness.
Yeah.
So that was the first. These are the first pieces of music that I worked on and went full ahead on, and really buckled down and had fun making music again.
Yeah.
My manager Marv was like, "Yo, we should just do an EP." I was like, "Dog, we released all of these singles already. That's the whole EP." I was like, "I got to release these other records I've had in the can for a while." So
Yeah.
that's the reason why there's 11 records on the project. But I've
Mhm.
already been working something. I got
Yeah.
so many records right now that I've almost completed. Just got to add some cherries here and there and some whipped cream. But you know, just these are the first pieces that I
Mhm.
started working on with Lorenzo Johnson and Marquise Green and Kanita Rogers
Mhm.
and Said Solo and Frank CK Oliphant, the people that I work with. You know, Frank CK, I worked with him on my first project, which
Right.
is kind of a, you know,
Mhm.
complete circle and
Yeah.
coming back around. So but yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm working with a whole lot of artists right now that I'm very happy and feeling blessed about. And
Good.
you know, I'm just feeling really good. And yes, I think it does have something to do
Mhm.
with these new records that I'm putting together.
Okay.
My spirit is ran in and you know, I learned this from Mike City. You know, when you smile when you're recording, you can hear it. It comes across on the record. So I've been smiling a lot, cutting a lot of these new records. So
Oh,
I
good.
think y'all gonna be able to tell, you know.
So do you feel pressure to have a certain image? Because you mentioned you were up to what, 240.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel a pressure to like look a certain way, especially, as we're aging, we do put on
Mm-hmm.
a little weight, but
Of
then,
course.
you're going through all the things. But
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that pressure? Because I mean, I don't know if during that time, if you you definitely weren't as active on social as you are
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of boots in the pants to do this. So I'm feeling a lot better about that too and being more
Yeah.
active. You know, I might be aging myself, but you know, I had MySpace back in the day when I started, you know, and coming into the industry. So we
Yeah.
would post a picture here and there and put a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now it's it's a full-time job to do that social media stuff.
It
And I'm
is.
trying to get more active on it and stay, you know, consistent. And that is a work in progress. But
Mhm.
I'm getting a lot better at it, and it does feel good.
Mhm.
It's a steady job, and but yeah, it doesn't. So, but we always, I think, we as people of color always put that pressure on ourselves. We got to be better than everybody else,
Yeah.
and that's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Somebody else can come out and just do whatever, and they seem to, you know what I mean? But for us, it's always seemed like we got that extra half a mile to climb up that hill. We got to be
Yeah.
perfect. And
Mhm.
so that's the way we all, you know, that's the way I always look at it. We have to be
Mhm.
as perfect as we can be to just get a glance. So that's the way I kind of carry myself. And yes, I do put some pressure on myself. And you know,
Mhm.
I just want to be as good as I can be. I don't want to. It was almost like when I got into the industry, I didn't want to say I would, you know, look back at 60 and be like, what if I done this, I could have.
Yeah.
I want to try to do everything possible to give me the best chance, the most optimum chance to succeed. So if
Okay.
it takes that, yeah, I'm willing to do it.
Okay. Um, Goodness, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to ask you something. I'm like, wait, what was it? It was something about, um, I think it was about the river around
Mm-hmm.
that time, but now I forgot what it was. What was it? Oh, because you're a Virgo
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a Virgo. I
Yeah.
know that I like the perfectionism thing that it's like we are competing with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
and so I wondered because, and if this played a part in the depression, around after that time, um, if it was because that song was such a success,
Mm-hmm.
did you think I can't top that? Did you think that?
Yeah, part of me thought that. But
Yeah.
then I was just like, I just want to, everything moving forward, I just wanted to put the effort into these records.
Yeah.
Not having yes men around me. I wanted to hear the really real on certain records. And
Mhm.
you can ask anybody I work with. I'll ask them after I start a record and start
Mhm.
a verse or something like that and go through the first hook or whatever. Yo, you think this has legs? You know what I mean? I'll ask
Mhm.
a lot of people, and
Yeah.
just for them to listen as consumers. Um, quality control is very important to me,
Mhm.
and I don't want to be putting out something where people are like, yo, what in the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that means a lot to me to have people that I trust and that can
Mhm.
be honest with me, because I can take it. I've been in this industry for, like you said, almost 2 decades. And without that, having a thick skin and being able to take constructive criticism, you have to be able to do it. So
Mhm.
I've just trying to uphold a quality level
Yeah.
and not let my integrity slip. So if I can do that, then I feel good about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
Just making records that I love to make. Will they ever reach the heights that the River did? Maybe, maybe not. But
Yeah.
I'm having fun to try to put records together mean something to some folks. So
Yeah.
that's what I strive to do. And if I can use the River
Mhm.
as a focal point, to try
Yeah.
to strive to get back to, then that's cool. I'll use that.
I was getting in the car one day, turned the car on. I can't remember which XM station it was on, and I was like, I didn't even look at the thing yet, and I was like, that's Noel's voice.
See, I like that. I like that. That means a lot to me. You didn't even have to look at the dial. You knew it was
Yeah,
my
I was like,
voice.
I know who it is.
Yeah, I love that. You just made my week. Sha just made my week. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to someone that's dealing with depression, grief, or even some similar health challenges? Whether it's prediabetes, high cholesterol, or
hmm
they are starting that journey to try to lose some weight. What advice
hmm
do you have for them?
One day at a time. Don't try to do it all in one day. It's not going to happen. But it's that gradual succession that
Mhm.
makes you realize that we are all human. We all
Yeah.
make mistakes and we are not perfect. And when you realize that, it makes it so much more, you get so much more glorification when you reach your goal. And then you might want to keep going. So that's the thing. It's like that gateway thing. Once you
Yeah.
start one day and you feel good, let's go
Hmm.
back. Let's keep going back. Let's see how good we can make this. And yeah, just one day at a time.
Hmm.
Just take it a little bit at a time and then you'll get there. Just don't quit. you know
Hmm.
it's just something that will make you feel better. And we all know, it's something so trivial.
Hmm.
It's going to make me feel better. Yeah, it's going to make you feel better, but you got to put in work. And I just say go for it, and don't let anybody discourage you, because there's so many things out there that you can listen to and fall into a rut.
Yeah.
Don't let that phase you. Just keep pushing and keep working day by day. You'll get there.
You just motivated me because I'm like, I didn't do my walk today. You
See,
just motivated
wait for
me.
that sun to go down. Wait for that sun to go down, because it's hot. Is it hot?
It's been, yeah, I think I'm not sure if I can't see if the sun. Oh yeah, the sun's gone down here, but
Yeah.
yes, it's been super hot. But I love like walk at home videos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did one
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. I think it was like 80s hits, and it was fun because I lost myself in it. Like it was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me guess this song. Let me guess this song, and I'm like, oh, I know this
All
song.
the
So
while you're
yeah,
getting it. See what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 105 degrees here in Arizona.
Oh
There's
no.
no humidity. It's just the heat. Yeah, yeah. It be. You feel like you're right next to a car that's like kicking up all kinds of heat. That's what it feel like just walking outside.
Yeah,
But it's a dry heat most of the time, which is cool. From being down in Alabama in the South, that high humidity.
yeah.
It's a lot different, but it's still hot. But yeah, just keep pushing everybody. You'll get there.
We gonna need a motivational type of song so that
hmm
reminds us to keep pushing. Do we have one of those coming out?
I have a couple of those coming out.
Okay.
Been there. One record I got that I started working on. Been there, done that.
Hmm.
And then there's another one called Man, just straight up Man. It's about the fellas kind of getting their love, because I hear all these records about women pumping themselves up, and they should be, rightfully so. And I got to do something for the fellas and do it in that respect. But yeah, I got some. They're in the pipeline.
Okay. All
Absolutely.
right. So what else can we look ahead to? Like what, your next chapter looks like you're getting married
Hmm.
and you're doing more music and you're opening yourself up to all these avenues. What else can we expect from you
Like
coming
I
up?
said, I'm doing some voiceover. I'm starting to do some voiceover stuff. I'm trying to get into that realm. I've been wanting to
Mhm.
do that for a very long time. Some acting stuff, and trying to open myself up to all of these different avenues, as well
Yeah.
as stay focused on my music, of course, but dipping myself into some different genres. The
Mhm.
trail riding type thing, like that, came up with a record for a dance, a
Mhm.
line dance type thing, and I reached out to my
Okay.
man that's very frequent in that crowd,
Mhm.
so knows what he's doing, and sent him the record, and he loves it, and he's getting on it, so I love that.
Mhm.
And doing some other stuff with some other artists, and just trying to just continue to be consistent, and keep a frame of mind that I need to um, just continue to work. It's
Mhm.
just like what we talked about with being an inspiration for folks, and to
Yeah.
get themselves healthy and all of that kind of stuff. I want to become a better artist, even after all of this time being in the industry. So I just want to get better and better,
Mhm.
and reach my pinnacle.
So how can people find, one, where can they find the new album? And
Hmm.
two, where can they find you on social?
Well, the album is all on all your most popular
Mhm.
platforms for digital music.
Okay.
You can find that anywhere. My Instagram is at Noel Gordine,
Mhm.
as well as X, and my personal page on Facebook. And you can reach my band page on Facebook, The Real Noel Gordine, with space in between. And yeah, and then I'm on TikTok, which is new for me. I'm still
I'm on
learning how to do it. I'm still
TikTok.
learning how to do it. That's The Real Noel Gordine there
Okay.
as well. So yeah, so reach out to me. Everybody check out Back to Basics Volume 1. We're really excited about it. Yeah, it's been a little while for a studio album, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
chance for some vinyl though?
I'm trying to do all of that. I want all the
Okay.
physicals. I want CDs, I want vinyl, doing t-shirts, having all of that
Mhm.
stuff is in the works, and everybody can check out. We're going to be setting up the store and all of that kind of stuff on my website, noelgordymusic.com. So
Okay.
make sure everybody checks that out. And yeah, just engage with me on my social medias. Looking to do that and staying consistent with
Okay.
posting.
Okay. Well, as this question I ask everybody on the show, and I just know you've been watching all the shows, right, Noel?
Yeah, of course, I gotta check you out. Shoot, after we talk about ideas, stage side at shows and stuff, gotta watch my girl Shy.
What feeds your soul?
What feeds my soul is seeing an impact that my music has had on somebody's life, or they used one of my records or something to walk down the aisle and get married to. They used it because either their grandmama or their mama or their folks loved my record and wanted me to show up at an event that's very near and dear to the family to perform at. Um, something that I did gives somebody else life, and that feeds my soul. That's incredibly special to me. I don't think people really understand when I write that and replies on the socials, and I say it means the world to me. It really, really does.
Mhm.
Because we all need vindication sometimes, and
Yeah,
that positive reinforcement, and that's what it does to me. It helps me out tremendously. It keeps me going.
I love that answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have to thank you for coming on Soulibration. This has been a great conversation, and um, thank you for being open and transparent and sharing your journey. Not
Of course.
everybody is comfortable talking about depression or grief or even
Yeah.
weight loss. So
Hmm.
thank you. And especially a man,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
women will tell it all.
Yeah, we got to be more, we have a pride about us sometimes, and
Yeah.
pride can kill you. Pride could get you killed. So it's just important to be open. We're all human,
Yeah.
and we got to get better, and we all are working on ourselves to try to be a better person. So in turn, you can do that with just
Yeah.
dropping some of that pride and getting some help if you need it. It's okay.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And you don't have
No
to
hard.
thank me for nothing for coming on your show. You know that. We cousins. You know
Yeah,
that.
that's right. We cousins from I don't even know what year, but we cousins. I'm
Yeah,
like
we
I
go
don't even
back.
know.
We go back like Cadillac and four flats. That's right.
Well, well, it was good to see you, Noel, and it's good to see you're glowing like right along with the celebration, like glow behind you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Of course, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're doing a great thing
thank
for artists such as myself and many others. So keep it up. You're doing a great job.
thank you. Well, everybody, for more information on all the things we talked about today: grief, depression, cholesterol, weight loss. Um, I think we talked a little bit about everything. So you can head
Hmm.
over to blackdoctor.org and check out articles and resources over there. And I hope you all have a soul filled rest of the week. And I will see you soon. Have a good one. Hold on.